The first, from Peterborough Abbey, is particularly exciting because it is a 13th century copy of the 1215 Magna Carta. So why did Peterborough Abbey make a copy of the 1215 Magna Carta?
It may be because it was known to be more radical in various areas, and people wished to preserve the radical nature of the 1215 Charter. And that's true in two ways. First of all, the 1215 Charter has the really important chapter which says that no taxation is to be imposed save by the common consent of the kingdom. And secondly, it has the extraordinary revolutionary security clause. And that's a clause in which, right at the end, 25 barons are empowered to force the king to keep the charter, with the whole community of the land, and the community swears an oath to support the 25 barons in coercing the king. A radical, revolutionary section of Magna Carta.
Here we have the second of the Society's copies of Magna Carta, the Halesowen Abbey scroll. Why did Halesowen Abbey make a copy of the 1225 Magna Carta?
Why it produced this copy of Magna Carta 1225, we don't know. But we do know that Halesowen itself came under attack from the king in 1279, and the abbot had to go to court. He won his particular case. But one wonders if this particular text is produced in the context of conflict between abbot and royal officials, and that Magna Carta, of course, represents the protection of people within the kingdom against the unjust acts of the king.
The Halesowen copy has many fine details to look out for.
The classic clauses about no free man being taken are down here just below the first level of the manuscript, where it's actually sewn up there. Look out for the capitals, the way in which the capitals are made to stand out. And they're made to stand out because these are the individual chapters of Magna Carta.
The final copy we are presenting is from an illustrated 14th century volume of statutes or written laws.
The Heart Book of Statutes is part of a wider habit of creating collections of statutes that are relevant for practitioners of the law. We find that in the late 13th and early 14th century, more and more professional lawyers and indeed professional people who are coming into contact with the law want collections of statutes. We don't know the name of who wrote it, but what we do know is that there are bookshops that are in existence where people are writing up, creating books for this burgeoning legal trade. And we must imagine, I think, that this is a London book maker. It is somebody who is servicing the lawyers who are gathered around the Inns of Court. And Magna Carta is one of those texts that has managed to move through time. Here we are in 2015 celebrating it because it means something to us. It means something about liberty. It means something about good governance. And we live in a world where the powerful people around us are still trying to rule arbitrarily, are still trying to rule without law and without justice. And we have to keep them to account. That's part of what we do in a democracy.
The Society of Antiquaries of London was founded in 1707, nearly 500 years after Magna Carta was originally sealed. When, in 1751, the Society was granted a royal charter, its purpose was defined as being for the encouragement, advancement and furtherance of the study and knowledge of the antiquities and history of this and other countries.